and we are back. Fuck it, here we go, and fuck the PGMOL. Welcome to Inform Collective. This is our match week review. We're going to be discussing match week 27 and all of its crazy shit. Let's see. Who else had a crazy game this week? Did anyone else? I guess, or should I start?
Should start. I mean, Chelsea tied, but go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys watched the game, but it was absolutely terrible. Great first half. I'm not mad at what happened. Obviously we didn't really have too much of the ball, but um, showed some fight whenever we could. Uh, I think they definitely outplayed us, but at the same time, um, yeah, it was definitely handled by the ref, much like the United game, much like every other game, pretty much in this. Not every other game, but a lot of other games in this season. So, yeah, that second goal. One and a half. Obviously, it's fair tied. I'll say coming out. Yeah, definitely. Like Dragusin, is not it. I've known this for a while now. Maybe he might have been a better player before the ACL injury, but we don't live in that reality. So yeah, it's time for him to go in the summer. I think he's not really the best, especially with all the stuff that his agent, is like trying to like muster up and get a better deal and all this stuff. So yeah, time for him to go. He fell asleep for two out of the three goals. Gave the ball away in stupid areas. Jed Spence didn't have a good game.
I was
Mickey
about
was
to say,
kind of good.
what did you think about Jet
Javi,
Spence?
Jed Spence, yeah, Jed Spence, terrible. Just kept dribbling and just losing the
Bro,
ball
held on to the ball so long, bro.
too long. It's just like, yo, like just pass it off. Like you're getting double, triple team. Like like, you're not
Yeah.
gonna dribble through every every time. Like it works sometimes, and he's good at it when he's good at it. But in this circumstance, I think it was just better for him to just pass the ball off. I think Papstar and Basuma had a really good game. I think Colomwani had a really good game. I don't think that was a foul on Gabriel. I think that was the
No, what-
biggest dive in the
Bro, that
world.
was
that was
wild.
In
I'm
the
not
world,
gonna
it was
lie.
insane.
That was
And like
wild.
after VAR intercepted and everything like that, like they still said it was a foul. It's just the game's gone, and like this is like just as clear as day what the agenda is, and like we have nothing to do for it. We can't do anything about it. We can just sit back and watch. So yeah, on to Fulham, and hopefully I like the way that he set up his team. I'm not like he's gotten tossed into a really really shitty circumstance. Right, he has half his team decimated. We're 4 points off relegation. So this is seemingly what he does, what I've heard. But at the same time, he's not a magician, and we need some players back. So yeah,
You can
I
let you get off.
honestly don't think you guys are gonna get relegated though. Like, I know it's close, but Forest don't look good, and I know that. I'll talk about the Liverpool game later. West Ham, maybe, but
yeah. That's the thing though. We just can't keep relying on West Ham and Nottingham Forest to keep losing. Like we have to get 3 points eventually. Like bro, it's March and we haven't won a game yet. So that's not good. And
Well, um, did you guys see that video, a clip of Tudor trying to tell
yes,
what's his name, Van
yeah, to
to
push
push
up.
up?
Yeah.
Yeah, just like
Bro, has PTSD about that. He's like, push up. He's like, nah. He started seeing flashbacks from last year, bro. His hamstring was starting to be like, nah, I don't know, bro.
nah, bro. He was not feeling that.
I just don't.
Like,
I don't know. I think like yeah. They had a long time. They had 12. Well, not 12 days of practicing under him. I think they had maybe 5 days once he got announced officially, and was able to like implement his tactics and everything. So they've had a fair amount of time, but like it's gonna take some time for them to figure out what each person's role is. It looks like they set up in a back three, um, and yeah, that's the other reason why I don't want Radu Dragus in there because like it's forcing him to be the main ball carrier coming out of the back, and I just don't trust him in that regard. I'd rather have Danzo there, if I'm being honest. Obviously Romero is the best at that, but yeah, he has to serve another 2 game ban for
do you
the
think
same
Van
foul that
is?
didn't get like that never got gave to whatever his name was or Gabriel. So yeah, a lot of bullshit going on.
You think Van der Ven is going to stay in the summer? I feel like that
I
man
honestly,
just
yeah, I
stay
don't
in
know,
this
dude.
season.
Like, yeah, like that's the thing. Like, we're unfortunately we haven't been able to build, and it's just crumbling day by day. But it's like, yeah, like, well, I mean, if even if we don't get relegated, I feel like there's going to be some players that are going to have to leave. Um, and yeah, like I just think that they're just gonna realistically, like he might be one of them. Not saying like I want him to leave, but in the sense that like he's 24, he has a trophy to his name already. He doesn't really need to stay here and prove anything anymore. I think wherever he goes, it's gonna be well well received, and yeah, he'll. I mean, hopefully he doesn't leave though, right? Like I really do hope that he, he stays. We do have a young center back coming in. He's been killing it in the Bundesliga, so hopefully he's able and ready, and the team see that he's ready and don't send him on another loan.
At this point, as a fan, looking for like a more of a whole team rebuild, like even drop some of your main stars and just like completely rebuild because last
Well, I
season
mean,
was
like I said, yeah, like we have to because like players are getting older. Like Betancourt, I mean, that's the thing. Like he, I I heard that he was trying to renegotiate his contract. I don't know if it actually went through. I don't think it did. Um, but that's the reason why he was starting so much in the beginning of the season, and he wasn't really proving himself. So yeah, I think certain players do have to go. Just because, like I said, like we held on to like players like Harry Kane and Son for as long as we did, and I mean we cashed in on Harry Kane, but like Unman Son, I mean he gave us a trophy that was his last, his last stride, and we'll always love him for that. But it's like we have to sort of we can't do that with every player, right? It's not like it's almost like not worth it to hold on to some of these players for all these years if we're not going to win anything. Like um, it was, Ericsson wanted to leave back in the day. We held on to Deli Alley a little too late, right? Like he kind of fell from the graces. So it's like all these players that we probably could have cashed in on, you know, earlier.
Dele Alli's a unique situation, though, dude. I don't think anyone saw his drop off, and
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean
that
his drop
interview
off.
with Gary Neville was
Yeah,
shocking. Like
yeah,
what that man has been through before he was even 15 is more than most trauma most people experience their entire lives. Like, bro, I used to because he rejected Liverpool and went to Spurs, so I kind of used to hate him. But after watching that interview, I was like, nah, man, this guy is
yeah.
I feel
And
so bad
I mean,
for him.
he came from like the lower ranks, like like the street level, like
MK Dons.
yeah. So like he had to claw his way up. He's always been like a really strong like personality, but at the same time, like I feel like he was given a lot of responsibility at a young age, and it kind of happened really quickly. Um,
No, I agree. I
so
agree. You
yeah,
said you
the
talked about
coach,
Spence.
yeah,
Yeah, I was
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
say you talked about Spence. He kind of reminds me of Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Like defensively, he's actually so solid, dude. Even I know Saka had a really good game, but a lot of his good movement was when he went inside, and so he wasn't really attacking Spence.
yeah.
I felt like when
It
Spence
was
was
sorry.
one,
Yeah,
sorry, but I feel like I don't know. I didn't feel like Spence actually played that badly, but it was when he was trying to play out that bro. It was like, what are you doing?
that's what it was, right? It was like, yeah, okay, great. He's great one on one defender, really fast, like doesn't really lose mark of his man. And yeah, that's really good. But at the same time, when he gets the ball, it's like, yo, like sometimes, like you're a left back and you're playing a left wing back role. So I get it. You're gonna want to push up and think offensively. But if you're being triple teamed in the midfield, just lay it off to the next person and then try to like I don't know. It's just like there's certain things where it's like, yo, like you guys are professional footballers. Like like you guys should be able to like think of when to do a tiki taka, like
1-2.
1-2. Yeah, like it really shouldn't be that big of
What I also noticed in the game was that, and this brings up a question I wanted to ask, and it could be a little controversial, but A lot of the times that Saka got through is because I think it was Timber on that side that was also giving him kind of like an overlapping run or like an outlet. But and I'm not sure, you guys had like five in the midfield or whatever you guys had, or a
Yeah,
decent amount of players in the midfield. And like Xavi Simmons wasn't really like coming back, and I'm not exactly sure if that was like his role to come back and help out Spence or not, or whether that would be another center back or center midfielder that would do that. But I think that Xavi Simmons, that lack of like properly tracking back and like kind of following that runner is what kind of led Saka to have a good game um, against
yes and no,
Spence.
yes
I
and no.
definitely think that he obviously is very physical, Spence, and so on. But I don't know. I just felt like Xavi Simmons didn't really provide you much, and it got me thinking during the game, like, yo, like, would I rather have Xavi Simmons and they play different positions, but in terms of like an effective attacker, or Garnacho?
Mm, yeah, I wouldn't go that
I mean, if you look
because
at
here's
this,
the thing, right? Like Javi Simmons, he is so the way that he set up his team. Like I said, it's a back three, right? With like you have Jed Spence and Archie Gray as like the wing backs on each flank, and in defense, they were seemingly in a back five, right? Like obviously, like Jed Spence, like he was getting back, but at the same time, like Papsar had to cover like the overlap because like that's what you were talking about with Timber. So like Timber would overlap, and or Sock would overlap Timber, whichever one, and Sar would have to fill that little like that little half space in the box.
you should pick up the guy on the ball, and then Spence should take the runner.
Yeah, I mean, I think Spence should be the last defender. Like Sar shouldn't be behind him defending. Like I'm not
Exactly.
saying Sar's a bad defender, but like he's a better presser than defender, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, I mean, Jed Spence, like
But let's look at these stats, and I'm not saying that these tell it all, because I will say just from the eye test that obviously Xavi tries to go forward a lot more. He's a lot more
oh,
positive
that's what I was saying.
on
So
it.
the thing with
And
Javi is like he's set, like the way that we set up is like it's like counterattacking, right? So it's like we're quick release. It's gonna be Javi and Kolomuani. Like it's gonna be those two carrying the ball down the field and like looking to either release one to each other or do like a quick 1-2 and dribble it down the line. So I mean, with that, like Conor Gallagher should have been the one pressing. Like, I mean, he does a lot. Like, he's a workhorse. But like certain things, he just kind of messes up. Like simple passes, things like that. Like, he kind of reminds me of like a Hoiberg. Not gonna lie. Um, so yeah, I think
but
Javi
look at
didn't
these
have the best game, but like I think his role has changed drastically since like they've been trying to figure out where to put him. Like they were like, okay, let's put him in the 10 and like in the middle. No one's playing on the left, no one's playing on the right. Like they've trying to struggled where to put him. And now it's a whole new manager. So now I'm curious to see because he set up, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was on the right.
he was playing on Jed Spence side, and then more in the middle. But yeah, look at these. This is just from EPL right now. 21 appearances for Simmons, 16 for Garnacho, both one goal each. Simmons 4 assists, Garnacho 3 assists. If you go down and take in every game so far this season, Garnacho 29 appearances, Simmons 32 appearances, Garnacho 6 goals, Simmons 2 goals, but Simmons has 6 assists and Garnacho 3 assists. So overall, 9 GA to 8 GA for Garnacho, and then PL it is five goal involvements versus 4 goal
I mean,
involvements.
yeah, like I'm not gonna sit up here and act like Simmons is like the best player, right? Like he's definitely inch by inch he's getting better, but like there's still a lot of things where he needs to like, that final pass and like just being able to shoot the ball on target really, like when he's gonna shoot. Like all these things are what we kind of signed him for. Like he's an offensive player. He's not really known to be defensive, but that doesn't mean we don't want him to try and track back I'll do all that stuff. But I mean,
Well,
yeah,
I mean, like, he's not good enough to do no defense. You know, there are some players that are good enough to do no defense.
well, our team isn't good enough to do like like there has to be everyone has to be doing the like even if Kolumwani who's doing yeah, he didn't have a great game, I mean, but there he wasn't really given much. Like it was just him and Kolumwani up there. Like we don't have a Wilson Odebear anymore. We don't have Kudus right now. So like we don't have these attacking threats really. Like Conor Gallagher isn't really. I wouldn't consider him an attacking threat. I wouldn't consider Archie Gray the biggest attacking threat.
Gallagher, I was like trying to watch him all game, and I was like, "What is his purpose?" Like,
Yeah, like
I don't know if I'm just like not
he's a
tactically
runner.
sound enough.
He's a true runner. Like that's what he's supposed to run, press, win the ball back, easy pass off. Like that's what João Palhinha's job was, but João Palhinha can't pass. He can win a he can tackle. That guy loves to tackle, but he couldn't pass. So and honestly, his arc, I can see him having the Eric Dyer arc where he goes into defense like permanently, like from CDM because he's a little too slow for the modern game. But defensively, outstanding. Like nothing better. He doesn't really miss. And yeah, I mean, knock on wood, he hasn't gotten too many cards, so that's good.
So, what do you think, Marcus? You guys going down, or you guys staying up just by the skin of your teeth? Or what are you saying?
So we'll see on with how we because Arsenal, I didn't think we were going to win regardless, but how we play against Fulham will be a good test. And who do we have after that? Liverpool. Yeah,
Also, before we switch off
yeah.
Spurs, there's one last thing I want to hear. I know you were busy last week. We never got your response to Ange on the overlap. Like,
Oh
what was
yeah,
your thoughts on that?
great. I mean, yeah. I mean, he didn't. He said everything I'd pretty much been saying for a while, right? Like the club doesn't really didn't back him. It's like what's the model here? Is it like do we want to win trophies or do we just want to top four push and everything like that? So yeah, I think he pretty much confirmed everything that I've been saying about everything, and unfortunately, he had to martyr or he martyred himself. I'll say, or he got martyred. I don't know whichever way you want to say it, but yeah, I mean he died a martyr for sure.
It's tied.
What do you think about his comments on the players, like you guys getting young players that while
I
he
mean, that's the thing.
while
Like, it's like, yeah,
experience,
like that's what I'm trying to say. Like, you, you lose your world class striker in Harry Kane. You bring in a bunch of players who, yeah, were great, right? Mickey Van de Ven, Vicario, Madison, Basuma. Like,
Solanke,
so no, Solanke came in the year after, but like you bring in, like I'm talking about the Andrews first year. Like you bring in all these players to and we end up getting top five, which is a excellent so let's continue, let's build on that. Right now, what do? You don't just get Solanke and three teenagers or whatever. Like, that makes no sense. Like genuinely, like I get it. Like we needed a striker 100% because Charleston wasn't fit and Sonny was on his last legs, but we also needed um I mean, and Lucas Bergvall ended up playing a very big role that season. So I can't say that signing him wasn't like a mistake or anything like that. But it's like we needed more than just Archie and fucking Yang Min Hook, whatever his name is. We've never seen that guy play.
yeah.
Never seen him play. He's been on loan. I think he played for QPR, if I'm not mistaken, or something else. But regardless of whatever it is, we haven't seen him play in a Tottenham shirt since, and we never will. And now he's on our books for Lord knows how long. And honestly, I believe like if there is like this like greater conspiracy of like Tottenham going down and the club not really caring, it's because they're going to sell the naming rights and they've done the math, like, which I hope that's not the truth because I've been seeing that like they got the appointment wrong of Vinay and now which I don't even know what what the logic was behind hiring an ex Arsenal, like that makes no sense.
Is that your sporting director?
No, Vinay was the Indian own. He's like the new Levy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Um, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but yeah, he came from Arsenal, so made no sense to sign someone like that. And then
Yeah.
Johan Lang, that guy, clueless, like I said, needs to leave. But yeah, there's going to be an overhaul. Like I think they're even still considering selling the club. To be honest, the Lewis family, because they're not living up to the expectations of what the fans have been hoping for. So I think that might help. Whoever takes over obviously needs to have better intentions on what the club's whole motto is and everything, the statement. And but yeah, that's all going to happen in the summer, right? Like depending on how well Tudor does. Like let's say he keeps us up and he does well in the Champions League, they might just let him stay. Because realistically, I mean, yeah, love Poch, but like at the same time, like going down memory lane, like it's too expensive to make these type of mistakes again. Like I know we have a better team now, technically, right? Like obviously we don't have a Harry Kane, but we have a better team than we had in 2018, 2019 when he went to Madrid for the Champions League final.
You think so?
I know, yeah, 100%.
No Son, no Kane, no that Brazilian dude.
Lucas
Deli
Moura.
Ali was in form at that time.
Dele Alli was not in form at that time, but he was a big part of that lead that thing, 100%.
Um,
100%. I
you
know,
guys,
100%. I
you
get it.
guys had Toby at the back and two
Yeah, but
Belgian
they were
boys.
old. They were kind of on their last legs too, if you think about it.
I'm
Like
I'm surprised that you confidently say that your team is better now than it was.
100%. I
I would
think
definitely disagree.
because you haven't seen our team fully fit. That's the only reason why. If we had a fully fit team for at least 3 months of this season,
I can hear you there. I guess I can hear you there on a fully fit team.
because then like we can cycle players in and out. Like you don't really like you don't know. And I mean, yeah, Thomas Frank wasn't it, like 100%. Let's just keep it real.
You know, like
So
put
yeah,
I feel like the owners wouldn't want to get relegated. Though. I mean, they're going to get so much money if they do sell when the team is in the Prem compared to the Championship. Like
I mean we're already hearing about like sponsors starting to back away and like people starting to collect their shares and all that stuff. So yeah, it's I mean we're reaching that point, and I mean we definitely need to stay up to because yeah, like there's no way Tottenham will like survive as like a soccer club if that happens.
yeah,
it
I
will be
feel
easier for you though
What's up?
financially. I think it'll be easier for the fans financially, especially in the U.S. because
Yeah,
Paramount has all the championship games and
for,
Champions League. So
yeah.
you don't even need to subscribe to Peacock or anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just get Paramount.
save a couple bucks. I probably wouldn't watch any more games. I'm not even lying. I probably would not watch any more games. Like,
No, bro, if you're in the championship, you guys will destroy the championship. Like, imagine even if your team isn't fully fit, like, bro,
dude, do you think that we can't even handle Premier League tackles, bro? Like, you think that we're gonna be able to handle championship level tackles? Those
that's
guys,
true. The players will have to get tough as hell.
bro. Most of our team's gonna leave. Like that's what I'm trying to say. They're not gonna be
yeah.
like, Mickey Van de Ven, Christian Romero, gone, like for sure. I would
Those
say Connor
relegation
Gallagher,
clauses are going to get activated.
yeah, Connor Gallagher, gone. James Madison, gone. Kulusevski, gone.
There's no way Richarlison's playing in the championship.
Charleston, Solanke, gone. Like these are actually good players. So
Yeah,
yeah, I
I would
mean,
love to
and
see Travis Simmons in the Champions League, bro. I'm not meaning in the
no,
championship. Yeah, that boy to get tossed.
gone.
Bro,
He's
Wrexham against Spurs would be wild.
yeah. So
No,
we'll
I don't
see.
think you guys
Hopefully,
get relegated, but I definitely think that you guys are gonna
I
be
can see us
right
finishing
there.
17th again, like for sure.
Yeah,
But I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
we still have. I think our schedule gets a lot. Like we all knew February was going to be a rough schedule, right? Like obviously, like even those lower league teams. I mean, the lower seeded teams, like they're not letting up
Yeah, but you got
points
Fulham, Crystal Palace, Liverpool,
and
Forest,
Nottingham.
Sunderland,
Yeah,
uh, Tottenham, and Wolves. Like all those teams, maybe not Crystal Palace and Brighton, but like all those teams are going to be fighting Tottenham. Forest is obviously going to fight you hard.
yeah,
Sunderland's going to fight you hard. Wolves are going to fight you hard, and then you got Liverpool. You know what I mean? Fulham
But we're
is,
better
you
on
know,
paper than these, like most of these teams, right? So it's like we just need to.
Your next 5 games, 15 points. Just right now, how many do you think you'll get? Because you're right, they look easy, but bro, I don't know. Like especially the Forest game, I think it's gonna be a lot harder than
Fulham,
that's Fulham,
Palace,
Palace,
Liverpool,
Liverpool.
Yeah, no,
Nottingham
I'm looking at it
Forest,
now. I
Sunderland.
think. I mean, we have to win Fulham. That's we can't even tie that game. I don't even. I'd say I'd rather us win the next two, and then if we're gonna drop points, have it be to Liverpool.
Can't
Um,
drop points to Nottingham Forest. So.
no, definitely not. Especially not at home.
Fulham just got a win too. They beat Sunderland 3-1. Lost my parlay because of that, but I also had Spurs winning on my parlay, so that was a lost cause, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, I think we can beat Palace. Realistically, Palace has been struggling. They're
Glasner's crashing out, dude. Some of his
that's what I'm
interviews these
saying.
days, I'm like,
Yeah,
how are you not fired yet?
yeah, he's been talking crazy. I feel like he's just begging for it at this point because he doesn't want to
Contract
leave.
stuff.
So he can. Oh,
So you got Fulham win 3 points, Palace win 6 points, Liverpool you said loss. Nottingham Forest you have to win, I think. That's 9 points. What about Sunderland?
that's a tie.
10 out of 15 isn't bad, bro. If you guys get 10 out of 15, I think you're firmly
Like I
out of
said, I
it.
like the way he set up. I like the way the team came out against Arsenal. I think the way we played the first half was really well. If the ref didn't kill the game with all these pointless fouls and these dives that were getting called, I think it's a different game at 2-2. Honestly, I do. I'm not saying we go on to win it necessarily, but it's a different game. And yeah, but they wanted a narrative that they wanted to, or an agenda that they wanted to push. So it is what it is.
All
We
right.
have to win
Well,
against
I'll take
Fulham.
the I'll take the lead from there. Chelsea got as many red cards in the EPL as we do home win matches. So
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah.
it is it's dark out here. I don't know.
Do you think
I don't
red
know.
was deserved for Fofana?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think that when players do stupid shit, they deserve to get. They deserve to get what they get. You know, he did step on the guy for the first foul. You know, for the second foul, like, and you're on a yellow card, so like, get your act together. You're supposed to be one of the senior players in the team. Like, you got to keep that together. And the funny thing about it is, like, you would think with all these red cards, Chelsea would be like a hard nosed team, like like a team full of Vieira and like all these guys and back in the day used to put in crunching tackles and so on. And it's like really not that. It's like mostly like petulance and stupid fouls. Like I can only really give Robert Sanchez his red card and be like, all right, like that makes sense because it was last man. Like you tried to come out and steal the ball. All the other red cards have been like stupid player mistakes, and I just don't think that we've learned from that. I'm not gonna blame the managers, whether it be Maresco or Rosenio, for not you know for let me say it like this. I'm not gonna blame them for being the reason why that these guys get red cards, but I'm definitely gonna be blame both of them for not doing what it takes to make them to make players understand that that they can't be getting red cards. I don't know if it needs to be like extra fines or something like that, or like less game time or whatever it is, like whatever it's gonna like actually seep into their heads that they can't be doing this, because now we've dropped, if I'm not mistaken, 19 points from winning positions. Like if we had half of those points back, then it would be basically fighting with Villa, and a lot further ahead in the season than we are now. But it's sad when you just see a team that just gives away stupid red cards, and now all the refs are looking at our players like, oh, okay, we gotta watch Chelsea, and now we get red card, red card, red card, and that's not even all the red cards in the season. That's just the red cards in the EPL. So, um, yeah, I think that this disciplinary situation needs to get stomped out by Rosenio. And another point that I wanted to bring up on the game was like, I don't want to say that we live and die by Cole Palmer because obviously for a great part of the season he wasn't in the team, but like when he's in the game, we play how he plays. Um,
Mm.
he had a lot of opportunities. I can think of at least three where he could have actually changed the game on its head, and he didn't. And for that reason, we didn't put the game to bed. And I don't know. I don't know if he still thinks that he needs to be like, the man to do everything. Well, now we have João Pedro scoring goals, take some of that burden off, and not Enzo Maresca, Enzo Fernandez chipping in with some more goals and assists than Cole Palmer's first season. But it's like it's it gets frustrating when your main man isn't doing what main man people should do. And maybe Steve, you could attest to that, with Mo Salah or not. I don't know how you feel about Mo Salah and not previously being your main man and him not being your main man this year, but it's yeah, it gets quite frustrating when you see somebody, and I'm not gonna like put too much blame on him or anything. I'm just pointing out something that I've seen, that without him, like sometimes like we crumble. Everybody looks to give him the ball, as in Cole Palmer the ball when they when they pick up their head for him to create different things. But I don't know. Last game it was a little bit disappointing to see him not be the guy that he's been so much in the past. So we'll have to see. And then the last thing I want to say on that game was that Rosinha put in like 4 or 5 different center backs by the time the game ended. I definitely think that he went a little bit too crazy and probably overthought that game a little bit too much. I definitely don't think that we should be playing Tosin Adarabioyo anymore. He should not have come on. I don't think that putting him in really helps us in any way. We got another center back in the January transfer window. We should just be rocking with that guy. I don't know also what, and I get he took out Reece James because he's been on the on the men. Let's just say not 100% full fitness, but basically 100%. But you don't want to risk it. But he took him out. He's our captain. He's like one of the only players in the team that really understands how to grind out a game. And he came out, and then we end up getting scored on. So I don't know.
I
I'm
think
gonna put
Palmer,
it down to a little overthinking.
dude, real talk. Palmer needs his injury situation sorted, and it sucks that it's a World Cup summer because obviously he's gonna delay it. But like, he looks like a completely different player now, like compared to what he was doing last year. Obviously, second half of last year he dropped off, but he still had like that magic, if you will. Um, yeah, dude, I was like pretty surprised. I haven't watched maybe too many Chelsea games, but I was like, damn, he gave away the ball a ton. And like you said, when you guys have the ball, everything kind of funnels through him. And so, yeah, when he's having a bad game, I have a question for you though. I saw what's his name, Liam. Afterwards, he had a comment from like the post match conference or whatever about like marking on that
Yeah,
last goal, and he talked about, and I liked how he did it because he's like, I'm not going to name a player, but somebody missed their mark. Like
yeah,
one of the players fucked up, and at first I liked it, but then I was reading like all the Chelsea comments about it, and it was like everyone was like, "It's Tosin, it's this." You know what I mean? I was like, now the fans are trying to like they're rewatching the game, being like, "Who's zonal? Who's man?"
yeah,
And I was like, maybe he shouldn't have said that because now the fans are just like trying to find out like who
Well,
that was.
bro, I was gonna say that the fan base, Chelsea's fan base, I feel like lately this year maybe, I don't know about last year, but this year for sure has been pretty on edge from what I've been seeing, like on like Twitter and shit like that. Like they just been pretty on edge, like not really agreeing with like a lot of things that's been going on behind the scenes.
yeah. Well, actually, there's actually two things. One thing I really miss, I definitely need to bring up. But first, I'll touch on that point. I heard that it was Liam the lap that missed his man. I know a lot of people were saying it was Tosin at first, but after things kind of quieted down, I heard it was Liam Delap. But I just to touch on that point, I definitely think that that Liam Rosenior should be saying that. And another thing that really Liam Rosenior said, that too was that like after this game he kind of knows like who he can trust and who he can't trust. I can't remember the exact quotes, but there was something like that in the quotes, like he now understands his team a bit more, and who he can trust in certain situations and who he can't trust, and he didn't name who in that situation. I think that he has a right to call out the players, and he definitely should make them feel that, because I think that there is a little bit of like a buddy buddy situation going on, and he's gonna have to you know be like, yeah, like I enjoy you guys, I want to be your guys. I don't necessarily say friend, but a companion, but you guys need to work harder. You guys need to keep up your tasks because we're dropping too many points in clutch situations, and it's going to end up hurting all of us. I'm going to lose my job. You're going to get less pay because a lot of Chelsea players are on incentive-based contracts. So if they're in the Champions League, they get more, etc., etc. But kind of touching on the fans point that Mark brought up, it's been like this, for the past 2 years, basically since I mean, it's been like this since the new ownership came in. We sacked Tuchel, like we got Graham Potter that got thrown to the side. We got Pochettino. People started getting upset, obviously, with his connections to Tottenham and so on. Last year we had a protest. We ended up winning 2 trophies. People thought it was going to be way better. The way that the summer transfer window ended, people weren't happy. Now Maresca left again. People aren't happy. So there's definitely a lot of unrest, and specifically with the ownership of the team, with the way that the sporting directors have been acting. So that's definitely here and palpable for sure. But another thing I want to bring up, and I almost forgot about it until Mark brought up the fans, was all the hate and racism that Wesley Fofana was receiving. That's obviously something that needs to be kicked out of the game in every way possible. I think that that the Chelsea did put out a statement, but they definitely need to find out who those fans are, ban them from entering the stadium or being a part of any Chelsea activities and so on. There, and so there's not so much that you can do. I think that UEFA needs to come on down on the Benfica player that said what he said, and these things they kind of build off of each other. I don't Obviously he hasn't posted it before, but there's obviously a connection with what happened in the Champions League with what happened this past weekend with Wesley Fofana, and in some way, like the more attention in media it gets, the more people are gonna do it, whether or not even they believe it or
Yeah,
not. Some people are just gonna do it to one, be with the wave, or two, try to seek attention. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
um, I think that whatever it is that needs to be done, they I'm not going to say like they have to go to those people's employers or whatnot, but everybody should be notified who these people are and what they've done, and whatever Chelsea can do to stop them from interacting with players, interacting with other fans needs to be taken.
Bro, FIFA's a joke with how they deal with it. Didn't Infantino say that they're not going to do the say no to racism stuff anymore because they solved it already? It's like, we solved racism. Like, what are you talking about? And then he comes out with what's that famous quote? He's like, "Today I am gay. Today I am black. Today I'm." It's like, Roche, this is nah, dude. I agree. And yeah, dude, some of the comments that Fofana was posting, like, dude, these are Chelsea fans too. Like,
Yeah,
imagine it must be doubly hard when it's like you try so hard for, obviously, for your own career, but it's like you're also playing for the badge, right? You're playing for the fans, and to know that, like, okay, even if 99% are not like this, there are probably some people in this stadium. And like, dude, Liverpool's exactly the same, right? The whole Semenyo situation. It's like you wonder, like, bro, we have minorities on our team. Like, what do you think they think when they see that? So I don't know.
I mean, yeah. I mean, we can. I don't know if you guys touched on this last week. I wasn't here, but you guys, the whole Jim Ratcliffe situation,
yeah,
like his comments and stuff like that. Like much to your point, it comes in waves, So um, I think it's unfortunate, but I think it's good that it does come in these waves so that it can be repressed. Um, and yeah, I mean, last time we saw like a good step forward was when they were doing the whole like the say no to racism thing, and they were doing it like the taking a knee during the pandemic and all that stuff. And that's when they start first cracking down and probably banning people for life from the stadium. So
And to be honest, dude, I will admit this. Things actually have gotten a lot better, dude. I remember there used to be some insane situations you'd see where it'd be like groups of fans doing shit. It wasn't just like one guy. It was like the entire group after games would be yelling crazy stuff, and you're just like, whoa. Um, I will say, dude, if Millwall gets promoted to the Prem next year,
Yeah,
it's going to
that's
be
I've been
a
heard.
whole problem again, bro.
That's
Whole
refreshing for
problem.
sure.
Worst, bro. Worst fans in all of England.
I've been hearing that. I've been hearing that.
Yeah.
But I agree with like I remember watching back in the day, like when I was younger, watching um El Clasico, and like fans would be throwing bananas onto the field and stuff like that. Like it used to be. I definitely think it probably was a bit worse than it is today. I'm not gonna say like 100% worse because it's obviously still here, and it may be in a lot more indirect ways. Like nobody's, back then they were throwing bananas and so on, but they were saying it in person, and now people are going home with their wives, their kids, and so on, and just receiving the messages. I'm not gonna say one's worse than the other because
Yeah.
they're both terrible, but
Right.
but yeah, it is.
Dude, actually, just
a lot more
last
spotlight.
thing. The last thing on that note, you guys, I've brought him up on the pod so many times, so you guys already know. As a manager, he's like one of my top 3 managers of all time. I really look up to him and respect him, and so disappointed in Mourinho, bro. So disappointing. The
Yeah.
whole Vinny Jr. Champions League game against Benfica, and yeah, dude, just so disappointed. It's like, bro, what?
Yeah, especially what he said. What he said to Vinny was kind of crazy. Like, don't celebrate like that. Like,
Like,
what do you mean? Like,
he's like, you asked for it. Like,
Yeah,
bro,
yeah.
Like that makes that's the worst thing you could say in that situation, honestly, because it's like, is Griezmann asking for it when he's dancing? Like, is it the same type of discipline that So it's just interesting that yeah, there's like a specific lens. I feel like Vinny Jr. gets a lot of hate, like unwarranted too. Realistically, like I get like he's definitely a more rambunctious type of player when he's like outgoing and stuff like that, but bro, so is Ronaldinho, and like he's like a legend of the game. I'm not saying like
no,
they're
but Ronaldinho was different energy. I'll say this: I think
Yeah.
Vinny deserves a lot of hate, bro, but not racist hate. Like, if you watch him in games too, like in between when he has the ball, he'll just like turn at the fans and like be like do these like moves and stuff, and I'm like, bro, like he's antagonizing the fans, but then these fans, they don't know what to do, so then they start doing racist shit, and that's where it's like, all right, bro, you can hate the player, but you can't hate the race, man.
I don't
And
know. I think that shit's good for the game. Like I said, like we always talk about how much Cucurella is hated and stuff like that. Like I hate Mark Cucurella, but at the same time, like I think that's good for the game. Like I think that players like that are controversial like that are good for the game. Like even in basketball, like like Dylan Brooks and like that whole Phoenix Suns team, bro, is like the most like what I'm saying. Like I think that
yeah,
I hate them, but I
I,
think it's good for the game. Like, and I
so I
think
think we're
players
agreeing
should,
here. I'm not saying he shouldn't do that. I'm just saying that, like,
yeah.
I
No, I
get
get it.
why
I mean,
he's
like,
hated.
yeah,
You know
I
what I
get
mean?
it.
I get why he's hated. Like,
Yeah,
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 I agree with
I,
Steve. I
I'm
do get
saying like
why he's, and he also does like a
on
lot
more
of.
to hate. I'm saying that he gets his like from like Rebecca Lowe, who like will have this video talking about like all the things he's doing is like disrespectful, and it's like all the dancing and like all the celebrations that he does is disrespectful. It's like, yo, like first off, he's not in the Premier League, so why are you like dropping a video like to say all these things? And two, like you don't care when other players do it when it's not him. Like I think that certain players have agendas around them, and I don't know. I'm not a fan of that type of stuff. I hate politics in that regard. Like like I think players should speak up and use their platform to speak out against like injustice and stuff like that if they feel the need to. But I don't think that like these politics of like, oh, like let's put a narrative around this guy and like
but,
and just
but to be fair, like, that's what I mean. I think the reaction shouldn't be racist, but I like he builds that narrative too. Like, bro, him and like compare him to Yamal or so many other players in La Liga. It's like they don't get nearly the same amount of hate, but also they don't antagonize the fans. I think he gets off on it. To be honest, that's my perspective. Like, it helps him play better when he like edges the fans on. When they cross the line and they start doing racist stuff, that's when it's like, all right. And sometimes because of his image, they cross the line the second the game starts, bro. Like the Benfica game, the second it started, there's fans in the background of the clips doing like monkey signs at him. So that's like, all right, right off the bat, you should ban those fans. But I don't know. I feel like Vinny and even Cucurella, like if he comes in and the whole fan base is booing him, like I think he kind of deserves it. Like that's like if you're gonna be an antagonizing player, you're gonna get a lot of hate. The hate can't be racist though. That's where I feel like there's a
Yeah,
line.
no, 100%.
But
But I'm just saying, like, I feel like I feel like the
yeah.
two go hand in hand. What I'm trying to say is, like, I feel like it's like they're just looking for a reason to hate him, you know. So it's like any little thing he does, it's like, oh, like
Well,
doesn't matter.
let me say two things. One, I think that Vinny, like as Steve said, uses that for his game and so on, and like, yeah, if that's how he wants to play, then he should use that. Whatever, like Michael Jordan would be like, I would pick somebody that I didn't like, and
Yeah.
then like use that as like a fuel, even if you like the person didn't really do much, like. Whatever somebody needs to use as fuel, they should definitely use it. I just don't think that the fans should, take it to that stage, obviously, but that is in Vinny's game and so on, and like he does do stuff that will get people upset. He does do a lot of diving. He does do a lot of excessive tricks and so on when that doesn't need to be done. He does complain a lot. So, but all those things are gonna get people to not like him. I think that the media, um, in a sense, tries to be too politically correct, which is kind of killing the game, and then uses that political correct lens to create a narrative and to create a story. It's obviously a lot easier to sell headlines of like Vinny Jr. is a terrible person because he was dancing on the flag compared to like, oh, Vinny, like the way Vinny Jr. was dancing was nice, like, or like Vinny Jr.'s got the Brazilian flair when he's dancing on a flag. Like, what's gonna sell more? The thing that's gonna get people upset more, or the thing that's gonna think. So of course they're gonna go that way. But I don't feel like Kukurea. Now I'm gonna switch topics, really antagonize the fans that much. Like I just feel like the players just don't like him because he's always like he's like always like maybe he does like a little bit of the
Honestly, I think
like
it's
steps
just
on
his
their
hair, bro.
toes
I'm
and
not gonna
like
lie.
pulls
I think
people.
it's just his hair, bro. People just
Yeah,
don't like.
but people didn't act like that to Fellaini, and he had basically the same hair.
Flame's a big ass guy though.
No, I think
Crazy.
Kukurella's smart with his stuff, dude. That
And
one time he
he
got.
talks too. Like if you see, like if he talks,
That's
like
what I'm saying, dude. Even
it's
the whole
hilarious.
incident where he got like ragdolled and everything. When
Yeah,
you hear his perspective, there's things on the camera you don't necessarily see. Where he's like, when we got
he's
close,
in their ear, bro. Yeah,
I intentionally. Well, he's like, I intentionally put my head in his chest to
Yeah,
like.
yeah,
So like we don't see that all the time, but if you're playing against him, you're like, bro, this guy is
yeah.
annoying. Like, get out.
Nah,
and
And
yeah.
so,
I
that's the
saw
game.
that.
Like we've all played it. Like especially up here. Like now that like it's us three. Like we've all played. Like like there's little battles and stuff like that. Like you'll have with another player and shit like that. And it's like, yeah, when either you're playing like offense and you get by him and you put a cross and you're looking at him and you're saying something to him because like
Yeah,
like you couldn't stop that. Like, and I think that's just part of the game. I think, like I said, like Vinny might do it excessively for sure, and like he might lean into it because like that's who he is now, and he is maybe that good to lean into it, right? But like I just feel like the media is so quick to like put a lens on him, and I think that's what trickles it to like okay, like now like it's like almost like it's like a
they need a villain,
it's like
bro.
it's
They
like
need a
consent.
villain.
It's like okay, we're gonna put a lens on Vinny Jr. and we're gonna say like oh he's acting like ignorant and he's dancing and stuff like that, and what's that gonna do for everyone reading those papers? They're just gonna be like, yeah, they're gonna call him a monkey. They're gonna say all these racist things, and they're
Yeah,
gonna bring that to the stadium now. And so I just think it's like I think it's a trickle effect personally, and I think it needs like the media around soccer needs to do a better job of the narratives that they do draw, and um, yeah, and take sports betting out of the fucking game because it's ruining the fucking sport.
bro, it's ruining the world. Klarna, oh my god,
Bro,
man! All the
insane.
ads I'm
Whether we
getting.
can bet that, I mean, I know this is off topic, but the fact we can bet that U.S. is going to go to war with Iran is, or what the heck is insane. Genuinely insane.
One thing on Saka though, in him being a little bit of a media darling, I saw this on Chelsea Twitter, and I was like, yeah, we've been talking about it all season, dude. Everyone's saying like Saka's the number one winger in the world, and Pedro Neto. I mean, people have been complaining about him, but if you look at his stats and what he's achieved, it's hard to argue.
I think this is the difference in clubs, right? Like this is a club we're talking about a club that has won many things in the past 5 years versus a club that hasn't won many things. So, and speaking from a club that hasn't won many things, you tend to keep on you hold on to your players, like you hold on to your Harry Kanes, your human son, because you hope that next year they're gonna return on interest.
I do think it's funny that Chelsea fans hate Saka so much that they took off the Arsenal logo on his jersey. I was like, I don't know if that's like a training jersey or whatever. I was like, where'd you even find that picture? And then they little note in the bottom, 5 assists from corners, but come on, those don't count. I was like, bro. I like it. I like it.
That's funny. No, I think I said this last episode. I would definitely keep Pedro Neto, but as a bench player. But like, if we think about some of our wingers that we had, like, I would rather have Willian over Pedro Neto. You know what I mean? Like, there's a bunch of players that like I would have over Pedro Neto.
You said Willian in this year, just like in like you're talking about, like just like
if we take
quality
Pedro Neto like best year at Chelsea,
and then okay. I thought you meant like Willian.
We don't even have to take Willian's best year at Chelsea, just like an average of all Willian's years at Chelsea. Like I would think that.
No, 100%. I just had to understand what you meant by that, because I thought you meant you'd rather take Willian now, and I was like,
I don't even know
where is Willian even right now.
Who knows?
He was at Fulham for a while, but I don't know where he's now.
He's back in Brazil. He's back.
He's grubbing, bro. He's chilling.
But like that's like that's where people are coming from. You know what I mean? Like they're comparing, like like the team that we have now compared to the best glory days that we've had. You know what I mean? And that's why Chelsea fans are getting upset. But yeah, I mean, Saka's obviously having a stinker, but his fans will ride with him. I mean, he is the star. I mean, they have to. You know what I mean? Like he's a person on their team that's supposed to bring them to glory. So
I think he's.
Speaking
of
plateaued,
I'm not gonna lie. I know we made him look like a really good player on Sunday. I think he's plateaued.
I think we talked about this last week too. Just like the lack of good wingers right now in the Prem.
Yeah,
I feel like you see obviously PSG are just stacked with wingers. The 2 big La Liga clubs have great wingers. The Prem though, man, it's I don't see like that. Like I was listening to this Arsenal fan during the Spurs game, and he was like getting so frustrated with Saka, and he was like, dance like Yamal, because he was like, Yamal dances on the ball, and I know what he means. It's like when Yamal's on a one-on-one, bro, it's just the silky smooth, it's almost like he's dancing with the ball, right? And you don't have that anymore. Like you don't see that as much, and
it's because of Pep. It's because of nobody wants to take chances. Nobody wants to. Everything has to be 1-2. Like wingers have to, do all this defensive work and retain possession and do X amount for stats and so on. Like nobody just wants to dribble past somebody just to dribble past somebody or meg somebody because it's funny. You know what I mean? It's not like how it used to be.
Yeah.
Hopefully, like we say, there's a cycle or pendulum.
It's going back because I feel like Pep just like he used to have like the ball playing goalkeeper, and now he just kind of abandoned that and just went back to just straight up just sending it up to Holland.
I will say there was a sick Meg in the Spurs Arsenal game. They didn't take advantage of it, but who was it? I think Archie Gray got megged by. I don't remember who it was. Do you remember that? He like megged Archie Gray and then released like this amazing through ball, but then I think Gyökeres fucked it up at the end. That's my assumption. I can't remember exactly who it was though.
I remember Paulinho getting megged, but I don't remember.
Also, Declan Rice, bro. Like what a best midfielder in the world. What are you talking about, dude? But,
got his cookies ate. Pause.
Yeah. I can talk on Liverpool. Yeah. So I mean, it's good segue, dude. So Liverpool, good result, more problems though. Honestly, my confidence in Slot is already so low, and it keeps getting lower. I don't even know how this is possible. Wirtz gets injured in the training warm up or whatever, or like the pre-match warm up, and so we have to pull him out. And the second Wirtz can't play, it's just like there's no creativity in the team. I also just don't understand what we're doing in right back. Like I understand we have a lot of injured right backs. Why put Curtis Jones in there? Bring Szoboszlai into the midfield. Like he's our best midfielder. Also, I'm starting to get worried that we're going to lose Szoboszlai. I'm hearing all these rumors from the Hungarian coach now, his agent. His dream has always been to play for Real Madrid.
Oh shit!
The only hope I have is he has, before he even joined Liverpool, he has a Steven Gerrard tattoo on him. So he grew up idolizing Gerrard. So I'm just hoping, but I think if
That'd be career suicide, bro. Low key for him. There's too many cooks.
I agree. I agree. And I think the best way to keep him to stay is he has said multiple times he sees himself as an 8. He's never played as an 8 for us. He's always played out of position. And he plays really well, right? So my thought is our best lineup has to be Gravenberch in the 6, Soboslai in the 8, Wirtz in the 10. Like, I feel like that's a solid, hardworking midfield. They all have their good moments. And so I would feel really comfortable in that. We never see that. We absolutely never see that.
Yeah, you guys have been playing McAllister a lot. What's up? Where's he playing?
I mean, he scored 97-minute winning goal against Forest. He's had a huge drop off this season. I honestly think he's really lonely.
What happened?
No, really.
He lost his wife or like his girl?
Bro, he lost his whole crew. So last season, there are all these videos and pictures of like Luis Diaz, McAllister, Darwin Núñez. It was like the South American gang. And in training, they'd always go together. And now it's him and Alisson Becker. And Alisson Becker is
the least South American person in the world.
Yeah, bro, that's just real. You know what I mean? So I feel bad because I'm like, dude. And then, obviously Diogo Jota was part of that crew in terms of the Portuguese speaking. They'd always like be real tight. Yeah. And so I feel like he's now by himself in Liverpool, kind of. He lost all his friends. Yeah, I think the vibes are low for him. And so I feel for him. I don't want to blame him. He's definitely fallen off a lot this season, which is unfortunate. But I think the biggest issue with Liverpool right now is I was listening to a podcast, the Anfield Wrap. They're talking about the lack of an out ball with wingers. And obviously Salah's drop-off has been huge, but also Gakpo, who is always Gakpo. I don't need to keep talking about him. But, like, when you look at last season, Diaz, when the team wasn't able to get the ball out, he would always come back and provide that out ball. And we don't have that anymore. So instead of being able to do a quick out ball, and losing Trent is a big part of that, right? Because Trent, if there is an out man, he will find it. So if we're getting pressured, if you get it to Trent, he'll find that cross-field ball to Luis Diaz, and it changes the shape of the team. Right now, though, it's Gakpo doing who knows what he's being told. Salah, who unfortunately just keeps on losing the ball, and I really feel like he's lost that one-on-one ability to beat his man, which is really unfortunate. But yeah, so I think the wingers are one of the biggest problems right now at Liverpool. We can't spread the game, and so everything is so compact and narrow. And because everything goes through Wirtz, when he gets the ball, there's been times, it sounds so bad to say, dude, where I see the wingers and I'm like, do not pass it to them. Please do not pass it to them. Because you already know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Dude, Gakpo on the right foot, cuts in, takes a shot.
Okay, wait. I have a, because this is a really good point. I think, and I've been noticing this, I feel like Champions League football, and obviously it's different standard than Premier League, but like the game play is different.
100%.
Way better. Like, way better.
Way better for our Premier League teams.
It's way better for any team it's way better for any top-level team, let's just say, because it's the top-level teams versus the top-level teams. So you're not going to play a team that's just going to sit back. You're going to play a team that's like, I'm the best in my league, or like
that's not always true, though, because like a Bodo Glimt will sit back.
Not really. I mean, they're fighting. They're doing well.
I know, yeah, and they're doing well. Don't get me wrong.
They're taking it to the.
That was like the only name I can think of. Like that's in this.
No, I hear what you guys are saying. I feel like the only team that I don't like playing in the Champions League because it reminds me of the boring Prem games is Atletico Madrid. You know what I mean? They're the only, but everyone else, they play expansive football.
They're trying.
And I think. Obviously, big teams respond better to expansive football, and the games are so much more exciting.
Premier League is. I mean, I don't know. It's just been obviously Tottenham's losing, so I'm not really the biggest fan of it. But like, still, like these games, like if you really watch them, like it's like just so fucking boring. Like the ball's out of the play, like the players are time wasting, like all these like little things. It's just like like people aren't playing the game anymore.
Yeah. Like in the Premier League, they kick the ball up in the air. It's like getting headed back and forth. Like in the Champions League, like these teams, like they're like, I'm a good ass team. They'll take it down and they'll play because that's how they won. Like that's how that's
how you score goals, bro.
Yeah, and it's also a tournament too. So it's It's not like a Premier League, which is like a marathon versus like a tournament, which is like a sprint. You know what I mean? So it's a
So
little
yes
No,
and
different.
no.
I,
Yes and no.
I agree. And I think the players know, like, if you grew up in whatever country and you come to the Prem, you know a lot of people are watching, but it's different with the Champions League where you know everybody's watching, bro. Your family at home, everybody. And if you ball out on the in the Champions League stage, you'll have calls from every big club and you'll have a pick of like, oh, which, do I
Biggest
want to go
stage
to?
in club football.
Which league do I want to go to?
Yeah.
So no, I definitely think it makes a big difference. And just the honestly, I think it's one of the main reasons that Slot's in his current situation, dude. He can't stop talking about PSG last year. We lost to them on like what penalties? It was a close game, but he talks about that game like he has massive PTSD. In the summer, he said we're going to restructure everything so that we can beat those kind of teams. Nobody plays like PSG, bro. Like we're in the Premier League. You cannot set up like that. I
Yeah,
don't know. It's one.
true.
It's one
No,
of my
that's
like
a good
weird.
point. Yeah.
It's one of my weird like back of the head like conspiracy theories of like he has structured the team to beat the PSGs, but
Yeah. Like that
by
team ain't
doing
gonna
that
play.
we've lost what we need to beat the Prem teams. Who knows? Maybe we'll crash out of the Champions League to PSG and it won't even matter. But yeah,
I mean, you guys have had the hardest road in the Champions League, I'd say, out of everybody that made it through. I'd say you guys. And
Yo, Chelsea had a hard time too. What you mean?
I'd say I'd say I'd say Bayern and Liverpool had the hardest roads.
no, I would agree with the Bayern one too, and I think Liverpool definitely had a hard road, but the new Champions League format's so strange because it's like, you know, as long as you get in top eight, you're kind of set.
Yeah.
Like, we'll see.
Yes, we will. Are we talking about Champions League yet? It's coming up soon, I know.
I know we said we're going to talk about it during knockout stage, but technically, it's kind of already knockout stage.
Yeah,
The
yeah. You
second
guys talk
leg.
about last week, or it was after you guys.
No, no, it was
We
after.
might tweet it, so we didn't touch on any of the games that actually
Yeah,
happened.
Bodo Glimp is there. I mean, let's talk about it like that. It's not an easy place to go.
I do hate how they try to hype it up by doing draws every round instead of just drawing out the format
Yeah,
because
this player like wins. Like because like I don't like
we're-
we're out playing Juventus, Atletico, or Club. It's like there's like four teams we're either playing. So it's like
yeah, I think Spurs and Liverpool are on the same not bracket. We're on the opposite side of the bracket, but we have the same results of the draw. So I've been watching this, and it's like I think PSG are one of the options, which is insane because if we play PSG first knockout again, I'll be
I think no. I think Chelsea has the option of playing PSG.
PSG.
And then
yeah. You guys either play Monaco, PSG, or Galatasaray. I mean, yeah, that no. Yeah. Galatasaray is looking good too because
yeah,
we either play Galatasaray, Juventus.
I think we have Bodo Glint or Inter Milan. I think that's who we play.
But if I could pick anybody,
Or Carabag or
Club
Yeah.
Brugge.
Newcastle.
Club Brugge. That's who we're going for.
Bro, Club Rouge is giving Atletico a run for their money.
Bro, I hate Atletico. They are so hard to play against, man. They have caused so many Liverpool
Simeone,
heartbreaks.
this is his stage, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
and they got Lookman who's looking good.
bro, that's one
Yeah.
player I wish Tottenham signed. Like if you're talking about wingers, that's a winger that I wish Tottenham would have signed.
Yeah, no, he looked good. He was looking good early on, especially for that team where they're like kind of somewhat like a counter-attacking team.
Yeah, I mean they just give him that whole sector of the field. And he just runs into that.
I'm also a little worried about Galatasaray because Galatasaray away is a hard match.
Terrible place
Those
to go.
Turkish fans
That's
go
a terrible place to go.
wild. And you talking about
Bro.
racism? They don't give up. They will call you every single name. Even if you're white, bro, they will find something to say. Like they don't care. They just come at everybody. And then the second thing is Osimhen got so much criticism in the summer for like not wanting to go to a big league. I feel like he's got a vendetta
He's so happy.
when he
Yeah.
bro. When he draws a big team, he's gonna show them like, nah, I'm
100%.
still him. So
Yeah.
those two things, I don't want to play Galatasaray. I'm a little worried about them.
They had a while.
So Galatasaray play after if they continue and beat Juventus, then they either play.
You or me.
Yeah, okay.
That's why I'm worried. That's why I'm looking at them like, damn,
And
bro.
then
That's
it's
not
either
a.
play.
That's,
Okay, so we are in the same pot. Yeah. So
yeah, that's what I
whoever.
mean. We're
Yeah. Okay. I see it now.
so that's why
Yeah,
out
I
of the
mean,
4 options, Club Brugge is by far, in my mind, the best. Like if they can beat Atletico,
does it
I would
depend
much
on their
rather
seating
play them.
or like how we, or is it? It's a new
Draw
like.
to that's what I'm saying. They're doing a draw every round. It's kind
Yeah.
of stupid.
Did you guys see that? It wasn't a tifo, but like that fan art for Osimhen and his mom.
I think I did see that. Yeah.
Yeah, that
No,
was
I
great.
didn't.
Yeah.
If you, I would share it, but it's probably faster if you just type in Galatasaray's tifo for Osimhen's mom. Yeah, what those fans do, as Steve and Mark echoed, is incredible.
Oh damn!
They are very intense and yeah, you definitely want to play there. Also, they have great taxes too, so players earn more than what they probably earn in England if they're on the same wage. So I think
Bro.
that's the reason why they attract some of the players that they do.
You got incredible kebabs, donors. I'm not gonna say anything about Turkish women because we all know that they're very fine. Bro, why would you not want that, man? You get easy access to Asia, easy access to Europe. You're kind of and like you said, there's no taxes. The fans will literally die for you. Yeah, I think. I think the Turkish league
But
has the potential.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like if they manage themselves a little better, they have the opportunity to knock out Portugal in like top 5 leagues because I think they're firmly in that 6th spot. Right? It's like obviously we have like England, Spain, Germany, Italy. And then I feel like it's Portugal and then Turkish league. And I feel like the Portuguese league.
What about the
as
Turkish league?
I'm about to say Saudi's just pumping money.
Oh, yeah, you're right. So we'll bump it one down, 5-6, not 4-5. Or what am I saying? 6-7, not 5-6. Yeah, I forgot French league. My bad.
French. I don't know. French league it's getting better.
They got ballers.
No, they're doing well.
Yeah, they've actually gotten better in the past like 4 or 5 years.
I just think it's a joke. Was it League One McDonald's? I think that's the other. Bro, if you have McDonald's as your league sponsor, it's like whatever. But PSG, they're top, but it's really close. Yeah, dude, Lens is 2 points behind them.
So give me your informed player of the week, Marcus. Eze.
It has to be.
5 goals, 2 games, 2 defeats, 4-1.
I'm gonna give it
Does he haunt you in your sleep too?
Actually, I'm giving it to Nico O'Reilly. Yo. Shout out Nico O'Reilly for sure. Nico O'Reilly.
Bro, I got an expert defense on it better than Tottenham.
Huh?
And deflect, bro.
He should have had a hat trick. Actually, he had like a
Low key
back of the goal tap in
Yeah.
that he kind of miskicked it, and I was like, damn. I'm gonna go for Eze though.
Yeah,
it's hard not to.
Sorry, not sorry.
He didn't even really play that well, to be honest. If you really think about it.
His celebration, he gave like the cross, and then he goes like, "Oh!" I was like, "Yeah, this dude's just clowning."
Got you.
But that's the thing. Other than he's only scored against Crystal Palace and Spurs. Like the team that he rejected, the team he left. Like,
yeah, I get it. Yeah, no, like
he's fueled on hate.
Wait until the dust settles, bro. People are gonna be like, oh, okay, he's not really like all that.
Nah, he's not been cooking, but he's been cooking you.
I mean, yeah, I probably wanted him. So
that Sarr, I feel like Sarr was at fault for his first goal, though. Did you get the ball from? Was it Saka?
He got megs. It went like barely went through his legs. The first goal, it was like, okay, fine. Like, it's Sarr's fault if you want to put it up to anyone's fault. But the other 2 goals were definitely Dragoson's fault. For sure.
Yeah, people are like, Gyökeres is amazing now. I was like, bro, he had
they're making
3 meters of space at the very end of the box.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say. Because they clearly set up on a man-to-man defense. So it's like, if you're playing man-to-man, how is Gyökeres getting all this space? Like, you're making him look like way too good. So Yeah, Dragerson, like, I can't wait till Danzo's back or Romero's back because, yeah, he needs to go.
It's tough out there.
Are we doing predictions? I don't have the chart. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't have the chart either.
I feel like Dragoson's gonna come on Instagram and be like, "The fans hate me." And he's gonna post like a screenshot of Marcus's account sending him shit.
Good. I need
Get out of my club.
With some more PR. But yeah, no, for sure. He needs to go learn Greek, Korean. I don't give a fuck what he learns. He needs to go get the fuck out of Europe, bro. And get out. He needs to go.
Do we have the spreadsheet, or who has access to that?
Nah, I was looking. It's not under the inform one, so it's under his.
We're just texting the group chat.
Yeah. Who's playing who? Well, I guess we'll start with Tottenham Fulham, since that's the only one I know off the top.
All right, we'll start with Tottenham Fulham. I'll record this and I can send it.
I mean, yeah, win. We have to win, so I'm going win. 2-1.
I say 1-0 Fulham. At Fulham, cooked.
Ooh.
We got.
I'll say 1-1.
That's probably good. That's probably a good shout. Liverpool, West Ham. I got Liverpool on this.
Yeah, Liverpool for sure.
2-1. 2-1 Liverpool.
I'd say 3-1.
I'll say 3-1 too, actually. Marcus, you forgot, or you weren't here, bro. Your 2 weeks ago predictions.
Yeah, that was
insane. Yeah, you got like
you got 3
4 on the. Yeah, you got
I thought so. That's why I didn't mind missing last week. I was like, let these guys catch up.
Nobody pulled away nice.
Big game of next week: Arsenal-Chelsea.
Arsenal-Chelsea. Let's go. Let's go, Bonnie Blue.
Yeah, we gotta stop these guys. We got you.
Nah, it's gonna be 1-1.
Let's say 2-1 Chelsea. Actually, not 1-0 Chelsea. 1-0 Chelsea.
I'll say 2-1 Chelsea.
Then United Palace. I hope Palace come up big, bro. I'm gonna have to go 1-0 Palace.
We'll go 1-1 Palace. 1-1 Top.
Dude, Everton should have won today's game. They were bossing them in the second half. It was honestly, it was a really good goal from them, like by Cunha passing it to Mbuemo, but I thought they had him on the ropes.
Yeah, they just couldn't finish their chances, really.
Sorry, you're gonna have to say that again. I'm trying to type all this up. What was your guys' predictions?
I said 1-1.
1-1.
I said 1-0 Palace.
1-0 Palace. I'll say 2-0 Palace.
Nice. Put these guys in the mud.
All right.
We have to. Yeah, damn. It's a shame Barak's not here. We have to actually low-key do the team of the month, too.
Why don't we save it for next time, then?
Yeah. We'll just save it for next time. For sure.
All right, no,
perfect.
All right. That's it. We did it.
It's another one. Like, comment, subscribe.
All right. Well, that is all for this match week review. Thank you for coming to yet another informed session brought to you by Touchwater Productions. I'm your host. They call me Marcus. You know what it is. We got Potts over there. We got Steve-O. Missing our good brother, Barat. Roth, shout out to the boy.
Conference League champions. European champions right here.
All the champions. We'll be back next week. Don't forget to tune in, like, subscribe, drop a comment. Let us know what team you support, and you will get a shout out. Until next week.